Hey guys, welcome to Wrestling Days and welcome to today's Unseen video. Obviously, we had a bit of news earlier that was a bit too big to wait for Unseen, and that was the news regarding Odyssey Jones. So if you didn't see that video, he's obviously been removed from the active roster. Now, there is also a report going around that he's been fired, but we're going to touch on that in a second. He's been removed from the active roster, and it's believed it's because of domestic abuse allegations. That coming from Ross Sapp and Fightful earlier. We did a separate video on it. Well, here's Ashma who said, what do you think about this, right? So this was wrestling news. This Twitter account has been tweeting for months about Odyssey Jones. It's unclear if this is what WWE officials saw. So actually, if we jump over to the account, it's called The Truth About Odyssey Jones. It was created in July, and all of these posts are from the same day. They're all from July 19th, July 19th. Happy birthday, Odyssey. July 19th, right? And the allegations here are the world needs to know you're a woman beater. I could have died while on vacation with him, and he wants to pretend like nothing happened and tried to keep me shut. The mental distress from your abuse needs to be known. Odyssey Jones is a woman beater and almost killed me while on vacation. I have every proof you need to back this statement up. So, big allegations. And again, they are allegations, right? That's it. I mean, that is all we know. I don't even know if this is what WWE have seen and why they are taking the steps they're taking. I obviously don't know that, but yeah, that's all I am aware of that's public. So yeah, there we go. So there's a bit of confusion that's doing the rounds as to what's actually happened in regards to Odyssey Jones. On the website, you can find the roster of active superstars. Tells you if they're on Raw, NXT, if they're a legend, if they are alumni, you know, someone that used to be in WWE that's not in WWE anymore, if they're on SmackDown, so on and so on. Well, Odyssey Jones has just vanished, right? He's not on the Raw roster anymore. But that doesn't mean that he has been fired for certain. It doesn't mean that he has 100% gone. Right, it just means that he's not on the website, he's not on the active roster. Could have been a glitch, could have been a technical issue, could have been a human error, an oversight. You know, it could be a plethora of different things. But the fact it wasn't corrected a few hours later, because obviously there's been a lot of noise about this on X, sort of suggests that there's something more going on. The only person that I've seen come out and say that Odyssey Jones has been fired is Bryan Alvarez. Bryan Alvarez of Wrestling Observer Newsletter or Wrestling Observer Radio. He's the only one who has come out and said that he has heard that Odyssey Jones has been fired. What you're getting now is a lot of the other news outlets, Cultaholic, Wrestle Talk, even us right now, right? Saying that Odyssey Jones has been fired. And if you look at the detail, they're all naming Bryan Alvarez as the source. This is the source. This is the clip. This is the moment. I'm going to try and play it, and hopefully, you know, this is news. So hopefully we're covered under like copyright that we should be able to play this. So this is the clip that everyone's referencing.
But I've been told Odyssey Jones is fired. And there are rumors online, also from Fightful, that it was a domestic violence allegation. Apparently, no arrest at this point, but I was told fired. So that's it. But I've been
So there you go. That is it. That is the clip. 19 seconds. Not mixing his words. Fired. Right? But he's the only one saying it right now. So Odyssey was removed from TV. Domestic violence allegations came to light. We've not heard of an arrest or charges. We've reached out for comment and clarification. So a lot of people are getting in touch now saying, oh, he's gone, he's been fired and all of that. I'm still not quite at that point yet, because you've heard what I've heard from Bryan Alvarez, but it's like, just interesting, funny that no one else is saying it. WrestleVotes haven't said anything. Fightful have not confirmed that. PW Insider have not come out with anything. So we've just got that one source. You know, WWE haven't said anything. So we've just got this one source at the moment. Maybe we find out more tomorrow. Maybe there'll be some more developments tomorrow. But that's where this story is right now. Okay, so that's the Odyssey Jones situation. Let's go down. Oh my God. Let's go down the WWE. This interview. Honestly, I could have filled this full of wacky Hogan quotes. I mean, some of the stuff he's come out with is bonkers, but not offensive, right? This was offensive. If Chris Benoit can do that he did, and the fans still love him, right? This is Hogan talking about fans forgiving past mistakes. So he's talking about that he's made mistakes, and apparently the fans, you know, have forgiven Hogan, according to Hogan. I think he was talking to Logan maybe about Logan's past mistakes, but it's this line that no one can get past. If Chris Benoit can do the stuff that he did, and the fans still love him. Now, we spoke about this briefly on the live stream, so I don't want to repeat myself too much. In my experience, there are two sets of fans, right? You've got one set of fans that know what Benoit did, and they have not forgiven him. Or you've got another set of fans that never believed that Benoit committed those crimes in the first place, right? I'm sure there are people that believe that he did it and have forgiven him, but that would be a tiny group of people that I have never encountered. I have never come across anyone that has said, yeah, I believe he did it and I've forgiven him now. I've never encountered those people. So where Hogan has got this from, or why he thinks that this is the majority, is bonkers. It's bonkers. This is just bonkers. I tweeted out, I think Hogan lives in a different world to me. The world that I live in, the vast majority believe that Benoit did it and they haven't forgiven him. Then there's a much smaller group that just don't think that Benoit was part of it or was responsible. They think he was framed, right? And then I think even smaller than that group would be this. So this to me is just insane. This is just insane. And that has been a big talking point today. Gunther versus CM Punk is being considered for Survivor Series. So this was big news yesterday, and I must admit, I was a bit confused when I watched the video back that we hadn't touched on this, and somehow it wasn't in the folder, so I've botched, but it's in there now. So yeah, this is kind of big news. This is what we're looking at for Survivor Series. I think we've already sort of planted the seed with Punk saying he wanted to move on, but of course, you know, the beatdown was so brutal from Drew on Raw. I'm pretty sure it's going to be Drew Punk at Bad Bloods. But then I think we move on to this. So if this is true, it probably means Gunther's going to get past Sammy. It probably means that Punk's going to get past Drew. And this would be the match that we would be looking to set up. Yeah, this is kind of cool. So here, look, we've got Rhea. She's been stopped at an airport and a journalist is talking to her. Look at Kevin. He just checks on her. Here, look. You all right? Everything good? And she's like, yeah. That's just nice, that is. Kevin Owens checking on Rhea Ripley to see if she is okay, right? Bodyguard Kevin Owens. So, yeah, just a lovely little gesture. You all right? Need any help? Yeah, no. Good. Lovely. Again, bonkers. Hulk Hogan tells Logan that he is going to make one of the best baby faces ever. Goes on to throw out the idea of Logan making the save for Roman against the Bloodline. So Hogan's saying, like, imagine if you saved Roman. Like, that would be such a monster babyface turn for you. And it's like, I just don't think he gets this. You know, he was comparing Roman going from being a heel to a face. And he was comparing Logan to that. Well, the difference is Roman was not popular because we thought he was being overpushed. He was being shoved down our throats, right? He was the next Super Cena, right? Vince wanted him to be the man. We didn't want that, right? We wanted to choose. So him being shoved down our throats was just not appreciated. That was the problem with Roman. So when he had a run as a heel, we then started to want him to be a face. we started to think about, oh, imagine if he was a face. Imagine we could do this match, that match. We started to decide we wanted it, so that when they gave it to us, it felt like we were getting what we wanted, right? That's what's happened with Roman. Logan is hated because of the crypto zoo scam. He's hated because he's over-caffeinated children around the world. He's hated because the suicide forest, right? There was obviously the dog video that we looked at the other week, which I didn't think he handled brilliantly, to be honest. But, yeah, I mean, we can go on, can't we? We can go on with plenty of reasons as to why Logan is not appreciated. It doesn't really have anything to do with wrestling, which means if you turn him face, he's still going to get booed out the building. And Hogan, for some reason, I think he just doesn't know all of this stuff. So I think Hogan is looking at it from a wrestling point of view, but I don't think he knows enough about Logan to be able to kind of make these comments. So I don't know. To me, this was just, it was bonkers. It was just bonkers. This interview was bonkers. And we didn't really touch on the controversies around Hogan. I get the impression he probably said he didn't want to talk about it. I thought this would be an opportunity for him to address them, apologize, get it out there once and for all, hopefully put down a marker and maybe try to move on from it all. It wasn't that. We didn't touch on it. And instead, he just put out these bonkers comments, man. This interview just made things worse, in my opinion. So certainly the Chris Benoit comment. The Vince documentary have reached out to Janel Grants. So a spokesperson for Janel Grants says that the group behind the Vince Netflix documentary reached out for an interview. Don't know if that interview was granted or not, but that's interesting. I think the bulk of that documentary is going to be a walk through the history of WWE, so I'm quite excited to do that. But the very beginning and the very end, those parts do make me nervous because I don't quite know what Netflix are going to do with those, because you can't not talk about this. You can't not include this. So I don't know what they're going to do. So those bits are going to be very interesting to see how they handle them. So, but this thing's quite long. It's a 6-episode series, so it's got plenty of time to dig into whatever it's going to dig into. Yeah, Henry, shout out to you. So this is the bracelet, and it's got a slight red or black kind of band on it. This one has got like a white band on it. So there is a thought that this might not be the same bracelet. And in all fairness, I mean, these are 2 images taken from the show. So there is a chance that we've got a bit of a fake bracelet situation going on, right? There, this is also being reported by some fake accounts. So I like the fact we've got the images here, because I kind of believe this one a little bit more. The only thing I would say is I'm really hoping the bracelet's dead. Of course, I can't stand it. But I'm also wondering if maybe Punk wanted to keep the bracelet. Like maybe he genuinely wants it. Or maybe it's going to go to the warehouse and it's going to be part of like the Punk collection. So that when he retires, you've got his ring gear and you've got the mask that he wore back in the day. And maybe the bracelet, because it has been such a big talking point this year, maybe that's going to be part of the collection, and so they didn't want to actually break it. So there might be a few reasons as to why they might have changed it. It might not be that it's going to come back. Yeah, interesting. I do not want to see this bracelet again. That's all I know. And here, Crispy said Kairi had to get stitches after her tag match tonight. Our Pirate Princess Warrior. There we go, look. So that is where the injury was, right above her left eye. She's had to go and get stitches. So nasty. I thought it was like the bridge of the nose, but I think the blood had kind of come across. So I think the blood had kind of gone over there, down here, but that's where it was all coming from. So there we go, Kairi getting stitches. Right, NXT. So here Alicia Taylor says, poor Chelsea Green. There's Chelsea being consoled after being attacked by Giulia. Brilliant end to NXT this week. Obviously, we had Lyra coming back as well, reunited. Lyra said, "I've got your back, you big weirdo," which I did wonder if that was sent to me, but it was actually sent to Tatum Paxley. Here is Cora Jade. So, Real John, thank you. Here's a picture. Cora Jade was in the crowds when Roxanne was giving her speech, her promo. So, Cora is obviously working towards her return. And honestly, it's going to be very interesting when she comes back because this division is going to be stacked. By the time Cora comes back, we might have Stephanie Vacour and Delta in this division as well. So good. Here's Giulia Spartan. Thank you. Here's Giulia. So I think that's...
Giulia is here.
There you go. Giulia is here. That is her getting her photo shoot done. Looks like she's wearing what she wore tonight, so I'm guessing this is from today.
Here.
Let's do the Giulia is here.
Giulia is here.
Giulia is here. That is very true. She is. WWE Ethan, thank you. Ava said, "Excuse me, Chelsea Green," because obviously Chelsea Green had a few words about the GMs. And here, Spartan again. WrestlePuria said, "Giulia signed a long-term deal with WWE. Her tenure in NXT will be relative to how fast she takes to the American TV style. She is expected to be presented as one of the NXT top stars as they make their way onto the CW network." So there we go. That coming from Fightful Select, Corey Brennan. So there we go. Very good. That was NXT. So we've done that. We've just got fun folder. Let's make our way down. A few little bits in here. Yeah, this is weird. An advert.
We are dominating with me as Women's World Champion and you by my side.
That's right, Liv. And not just that. I broke you know who's heart.
Wait, Daddy Don, you could go back to jail with an injury.
Don't worry. I got a stand-up injury lawyer by my side.
Just because my last name is Morgan doesn't mean I know anything about injury law.
Nah, I hired my guy Dan Morgan. Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm.
Dan, I am so glad that you're here.
Yeah, me too. I can't go back to jail, so I'm glad. In my world, injuries mean money. And with my team of over 1,000 lawyers in all 50 states, we've recovered over $23 billion and counting.
Don't worry, Daddy Dom. With Morgan & Morgan and Liv Morgan by your side, you have nothing to worry about.
Undertakers. Morgan and Morgan and Morgan in it. Morgan and Morgan and Liv Morgan. So size matters. So there we go. Size matters. So yeah, I like that. So talking about breaking hearts. And she's like, "Oh, you could go to jail for the injury." I can't go back to jail. I thought that was excellent. So Tyler, thank you. I'd never seen that. An advert with and it was so scripted, of course. America's largest injury law firm, proud partner of the WWE. Such a fun idea that is. An injury firm sponsoring the WWE. Jax, thank you. Yeah, Dave Meltzer had some really kind words for Nathan Frazer, and Nathan responded, "Rare Dave dub." Wrestle Night said Frazer is cooking. Wrestling World CC. So here we've got Jey Uso hugging Mommy. We obviously saw the footage on yesterday's Unseen. Next stop, Waffle House. Yeah, go on, Jay. Go on, Jay. Next stop, Waffle House. He knows. He knows how to treat a lady. Oh, look at this. Oh, no. Here's Asuka. Messi. Ah, no. Oh, here we go. Oh, yes. Brilliant, isn't it? Brilliant. There's Asuka just having a little bit of fun. You keep thinking she's gonna score, but no. And then eventually at the end. Nice. Love that. Brilliant. Brandon, thank you. So here's Rhea. She said, "Celebrating our victory at Bash in Berlin, the most fitting way juicy, fresh, hot chicken tendies. Well, she said tenders, which it's not how you say it now. With ranch. Eat your heart out, losers. And look, she's got a Jey Uso shirt on as well. Eat, sleep, yeet. So there we go. Brilliant. Brilliant. And then Tyler sent this over, and this is not something that we tend to do in Unseen, but I thought we could give it a go. So, ruin a wrestler by removing... This is kind of tricky, actually. Normally, it's like insert this word and stuff like that, but ruin a wrestler by removing one letter from his name. I would say his or her name. Take one letter away, and what do you end up with? I think this is from WrestleFeed, but I've never seen this one before, so feel free to give it a go. I think it's a bit tricky, actually. And leave your suggestion down in the comments below. I am going to have a look at them to see what people come up with, because I don't know where I would start with this one. So, ruin a wrestler by removing one letter from his or her name. And there we go. Thanks a lot for watching. Appreciate the support. We'll be back tomorrow with another Unseen. So, yeah, have a great day. Have a great week. And I will see you again next time. Bye for now.